All right. Well, Jensen, I really appreciate you being willing to come in again. Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you letting me video this just as a reference. I do want to ask. Last time I was taking notes, and I wanted to make sure that that was okay for this time.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you?
That's fine.
Okay. And if it becomes a distraction at any point, just let me know. And I have absolutely no problem closing this thing up and putting it away. But I really just want to make sure that I'm getting as much from you as possible, and really just finding out what's going on with Jensen. So with that being said, what brings you in here today, my man?
Yeah, and I've been going through a lot of stress, especially being the end of the semester and graduation is coming up.
Yeah, that's right, man. You excited?
Yes or no?
Okay.
I mean, this was kind of an escape from the problems I was facing at home.
Okay.
With family. Like, I remember telling you I had several deaths in my family, and I'm just thinking about those who are still suffering right now.
Okay.
And my uncle and another aunt has the same lung condition, the same situation that my dad did before he passed away.
Okay.
And another one is paralyzed, all these things. And I mean, we're a very close-knit family.
Okay.
But, and especially like going through MDiv and counseling, and like you want to be there for them, but I'm just not sure how much I can be there for them. Especially like a lot of them are expecting me to step up now after graduation in terms of family and taking care of my mom is waiting for me to take care of everything at the house.
Okay.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done. And so all this is piling up and I just feel drowned. My neck has been hurting, I have alopecia from stress.
Okay.
It's just mounting up, so I don't know where to, I don't even know where to go from here.
Well, I mean, before we go into what's after, let's take a look at what's going on with you right now, because obviously you said it, and I kind of want you to elaborate a little bit on it if you can.
Yeah.
That you're under a lot of stress right now. I mean, it's coming to the end of the semester. That means finals. That means papers.
Yeah.
From both the counseling and the MDiv side.
Right.
And so, I know that's a struggle.
Yeah.
So how are you managing with those?
I mean, I used to be tackling papers in less than a week.
Okay.
And now it's taking a lot longer to do.
Okay. What do you think might be the reason behind that, or maybe one of the reasons behind that?
I just feel unmotivated and tired.
Okay. Maybe because this is all coming to an end and I have to face reality. Okay.
Or I'm just simply not there in my mind. I mean, it's just it takes a lot to get me in that mode, I guess. And once I'm in the mode, I can like knock it out. But
okay.
A lot of coffee and stuff.
little caffeine stimulus there. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know about caffeine. Got to be a part of that caffeine use disorder presentation. That was quite insightful,
wasn't it?
So in our conversations, I know that you're a person that understands how to mitigate certain parts of your life so that you can really focus. But what I'm hearing you say, and tell me if I'm wrong, is that you're almost combining the end of this semester with the next season of your life.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I'm kind of prepping myself for it.
Okay.
But I still feel like I'm stuck and there's nothing I can change either.
Okay. Why do you think there's nothing that you can change?
I mean, I've been praying, I've been fasting, I've done all these things, like I prayed for my dad's healing. And I mean, my family kept it from me, that how bad it was.
Wow.
And after school was over, I only had less than 2 weeks with him before he passed away.
Okay.
And every day I was in the hospital,
Yeah.
And I'm praying. I prayed on his deathbed when he died, and I was just, God, please let there be a miracle so that it can be a testament of how good you are.
Your glory, yeah.
And we're in ministry too, so like, what better use?
Yeah.
But that didn't happen, So, not that I find that there's prayer has no effect.
Okay.
But I'm just not. Maybe I'm not trusting God on the big things in my life.
Well. Before you go there, I kind of had a question pop into my head. How, because you had the experience with your family of them withholding your father's condition to the extent that it was at.
Yeah.
And from what I was hearing, that was not something that you wanted. You would have rather have been kept in the light and been there kind of, because you still, knowing you still would have been able to finish school, but you would have been able to be there, maybe not physically, but you would have been able to be there a little bit more as far as a presence was concerned. You could have been praying maybe more specifically. But what I heard you say challenged when I thought about that. Do you think that it's almost in part your fault that you weren't able to pray enough or pray hard enough for your father?
Maybe before I knew, yeah.
So it almost sounds like you're kind of blaming yourself for your father's passing.
No, not necessarily, because I know, the amount of tears I shed trying to, in those 2 weeks, and even after he passed away, it's not how much prayer you need to do before he gets better. It's just even one sentence of prayer, God can hear you and do something.
Yeah.
And so that didn't happen for me in that case.
So did that challenge your relationship with God a little bit?
It did a little bit.
Okay. Because I remember last time we spoke, that you had mentioned, how that it was almost hypocritical of you to be getting your MDiv and knowing the healing power that comes with being a minister, but at the same time, when your family calls upon you or something to that nature, it's really hard for you to almost believe it at times.
Exactly.
And so is that still a recurring thought for you?
It is.
Okay.
It is. I'm struggling with that. Even my dad's ministry, he prayed for a lot of people, especially like in North India, and they saw healing like immediately. So, like a deaf person got his hearing.
Wow.
This person had to go to surgery for his intestine, something was wrong, and it was perfectly fine the next day after he got scanned. So like multiple things that happened.
So you've experienced firsthand miracles.
But these things are not happening in our own lives.
Okay.
And that's what I'm struggling with. I haven't lost faith in God.
Good.
But I'm just struggling to see if I'm missing something.
Okay. Well, it's interesting what God prepares us for.
Yeah.
I say that because you have seen some trials in your life. And it's by no coincidence I was actually in James chapter 1 talking about trials and temptations, and how James encourages us to approach trials with joy, in essence, and that's quite a challenging mindset, especially when it's family members, especially when we could be losing family members, or when they're in pain, or when they're hurting. We oftentimes, when it's us, we tend to push it back, and we tend to be more of a, it's fine kind of a mentality. But when it's our family members, we really feel it. And so I can definitely see, at least from your perspective, that this is a trial that's been incredibly challenging, and it hasn't just been one, but it's been one after another, and it's been compounding for the past several years.
Yeah.
But of course, I want to offer those words of wisdom that we are to humbly go before God, and we're to ask whatever we need. And we have faith that it's going to be answered, not according to our will, but according to His.
Right.
And so, it's always difficult to say that a family member's passing could be God's will, because, to our understanding, God wants us all to live.
Right.
But one way we can always look at that is it should be more of a celebration. They beat us there. They are now. We can surely say that, and I know you can surely say that your Father is now in heaven.
That's right. Yeah.
And so this is while we are told, hey, there is a time to mourn. There's also a time to be happy, to celebrate that your Father. There's Ecclesiastes 3 for you. There's a time for everything, and so it's in these times that God is healing, and who knows, with this encroaching graduation that's about to happen in the end of the semester, and you getting ready to go back and be near family, you could be the very thing that starts moving your family back into the direction that you see, that God's given you the vision of this healing, of this prosperity.
Yeah.
And so, but what we have to do is we really just have to look at it and say, God, is this your will? And I know that's hard, but I think you're a testament to that. Look at where you are now. Look at what you've gone through to be here.
Yeah.
And I know you a lot more than many people. You can say how real God is in your own life just because of you being here right now.
No. It's definitely true. It's been quite a struggle, but I do see God as He's taken the role as my Father since He's been gone.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
Yeah. So that's what I think that's what kept me anchored.
Okay. Is that relationship with your Abba Father, man?
Yeah. Yeah. So I appreciate that.
Well, and I kind of want to apologize a little bit, because oftentimes, I try and separate, hey, why are we here? Hey, I'm here to listen to you. But at the same time, that was one of the few examples of, I would say, that the Holy Spirit kind of took over. It was like, hey, let me take the wheel for a second. Let me talk to this guy, because I think that's something that you needed to hear, that God has you here for a reason, and God is testing you in such a way, and that's that could be a whole different conversation. But there's a difference between testing and temptation. I'm a proponent of God never tempts us, but He will test us. He has to strengthen us. He has to get us ready to endure and to persevere. And I think that's what you're experiencing. I think you're experiencing something to prepare you for the explosion of ministry that God has you ready for, or is preparing you for. And I hear you saying that it's just getting bigger and bigger, and it's almost like the weight of the world's on your shoulders. But I encourage you to possibly not worry about the future and take care of what's on your plate for today, and handle each day, because the problems that are going to come to you in the future, that's in the future. You can't do anything about that right now. There are certain things that you can do about that right now.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But as far as you should, focus on what you have to focus on today. Don't worry about the past.
Yeah.
Don't worry as much about the future. You've got your assignments. You've got your exams. You've got people depending on you right here and now. So don't let that future muddle up what you're trying to do now, and get you forward thinking so much that you're not paying attention to what's happening for you right now.
That's true.
Because God's speaking to you right now. I firmly believe that, and I think it's only because of the past sessions that you and I have had that we can talk this openly about our faith, your faith and my faith.
Yeah.
but I think God's got you here for a reason, and He's talking to you. He's saying something, and He's trying to bring you back to the present. He said, "Hey, Jensen, I've got you here for this, and I want you to be ready for it." But you know, tell me what you're thinking right now.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just tough to keep remembering that. But I do appreciate you reminding me of that.
Well, I appreciate you trusting me, coming in here and trusting me with the information that you have, because I know this isn't a subject that you can just go around and tell everybody with. So I really appreciate you being able to trust me in that way, and I think that because of that trust, that I'm able to be transparent. I'm able to communicate to you things that, you know, other people have trouble communicating. And so I thank you for being willing to continue coming in here. And I'm looking forward to the next time you and I get to meet.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you.